Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Morgan's Life, where I teach others how to be financially independent, debt-free, and how to budget their money. Now, we're gonna dive in on how to build a budget. You came here because you want to learn how you can build yourself a budget to become financially stable. And to become financially stable, you need a budget. So we're gonna dive in. I have my book. I don't have my other book I usually have for my planning. I have a regular old notebook that anyone can just pick up from the dollar store for $1.25, or any book that you have empty lying around. All you need to build a budget is a paper and a pen. That's it. And calculator, and most of all, money. You need to work. So if you don't have money, then you can't build a budget. So let's build our budget. So first, grab your paper, grab a pen, grab a calculator, grab your bills them, and if you have a partner that you want to sit down and do this with, if you're living together, then grab your partner and do it together. If your partner doesn't want to do it, then you do it. You have to take control of your financial life. So the first thing I do to start my budget is I write down my income. Now, if your income is fixed like I am, I know what my income is bi-weekly because I am salary based. So first thing you do is write your income. If you do not have a salary based income like I do, write the lowest amount you could earn from working hourly at your job. For instance, you work by the hour. I have worked by the hour, and I know the maximum I could work in between an average, or the lowest I could work, the highest I could work, or the lowest I could work. So write down what you can earn the lowest, because that really gives you an idea how much you need for your bills, and if your income covers all your bills. So here we go. I'm gonna put my income right here. So my income for the whole month should amount to $2,683.38. So that is my income. So write down your income. Now it's to write down your bills, what your bills look like each month. It doesn't change. These are your fixed bills. These are your rent, your phone bill, your internet bill, your insurance if you pay monthly, your car payment, any type of bill that occurs monthly. Write them down. That is your fixed expenses. It doesn't change. Nothing will change that unless you get a new premium or something like that. This is your fixed expenses. So I'm gonna write fixed expenses right here. Now, for me, I don't have a lot of fixed expenses because I don't have a car. I don't pay for insurance at the moment. So for my first fixed expense is my rent. My rent amounts to $647.80 a month. That does not change. My phone bill is my next fixed expense. It does not change also, which is at $45.20. Now, I have another fixed expense, but I consider as a savings, but I count it as a bill, which is my TFSA. I put in $50 bi-weekly, so that's $100 a month. I'm gonna put $100 right there. These are the fixed expenses that I do have that does not change. That is it. It's small, but it does not change. I have another fixed expense, but it comes around every 3 months, and that is my internet bill. Currently, I split my internet bill with my 3 sisters. So I'm gonna put that right down here, internet, which is $56.50 every 3 months. So it doesn't occur monthly, but when it does occur, it is a $56.50. Now, after you've written all your fixed expenses, it's time to calculate how much it all comes up to. So let's calculate my fixed expenses. So I got $647.80 plus 45.20 plus $100. It amounts up to $793. That is my fixed expenses, $793. Now I need to add one more line for when I do pay internet. So it's going to be $56.50, which comes up to $849.50. There you go. Those are my fixed expenses. Now, I don't currently have subscription that I pay for a lot. I have YouTube Premium. I pay $8.99 a month, but that's a yearly thing for me because I do put away money and then I pay it for the whole year, so I don't worry about paying it month to month. You can turn certain things from being it monthly to being it a yearly expense. When you save up enough money, then you can put it towards that bill and you don't have to worry about computing it every month. Now, after you've written your fixed expenses, write down your variable expenses. These are things that will change. Gas, we don't know how much it is, but you can budget, for instance, say $50 for gas a month time or weekly. Eating out, set a budget for that, $150. That is something that could change. It could be less or it could be more. So set a budget that you can handle for eating out, because some people they like to eat out. I personally don't like to eat out. Another thing is your grocery bill. For my family of 6, we all put money together, so we have a budget of about $400, depending on each person's budget. For me, it sits at about $400. So, and for me personally, even though I write as a grocery budget, it does include all my personal care stuff. Like if I have to go buy body stuff, it is included in that. So I have it under all one umbrella. So I'm gonna put right here, grocery slash personal care. So that should be about $400 a month. $400 a month. Now I'm gonna add that to my $849 plus $400, which equals to it being about $1,249.50. So there you go. If you watched my last video, I said that I'm going to try to live off $1,300 a month. With all my fixed expenses, I still make it under $1,300 a month. I could save that extra $50. So it's also important that you write down the due date for all your fixed expenses. Those are important. So rent is always due the first for most of us living in Canada, the first for most of us. Our bill dates, I know in mine, it's usually at the end of the month. TFSA is bi-weekly, so I know that. My internet is usually due at the end of the month also. So writing down the due date and the amount helps out a lot. Now, after you've calculated all of this up and you see how much you need to make to cover your fixed expense plus your variable expenses, then you know how much you need to bring in. If your income does not cover all your fixed expenses and your variable expense, that means you're living above your means or you need to make more money. Now, for me is, life is something that you need to live. It does not mean you work forever making money to pay these bills. For me, it's finding a way to cut back on certain expenses. So whatever subscription you might not be using, or you find that you don't use a lot. Like for me, it was finding out that I was paying $28 for my computer's Geek Squad protection when in a sense I didn't need it because I was not using it. I was paying $28 a month, which amounted to a bit over $300. I was so upset when I found out that. Honestly, I do not use this subscription enough for me to pay that amount of money for it. So that's what I do. I cut back. I take a look at my subscription and I cut them, and if it doesn't work out, I don't need it, then it can go. You don't need certain of these things to survive. So definitely take a hard look at whatever it is you can cut back and see where you can save money at, so you can, your income can support your expenses and all your expenses. So definitely, I'm a firm believer in not working more, because you need to spend time with family and friends, and you need just that personal time for yourself. So working more is just going to create yourself more stress and everything like that. So definitely find a way. What subscription you don't need? Can you cut back on food? Can you cut back on eating out? Can you go to certain places less? Can you do whatever it is less? You know what I mean? So setting up a budget helps you stop living the rat race. So it definitely helps you to get out of debt. It causes less stresses. It causes less relationship breakdown. The number one thing why a lot of people have tension in their home is because it comes down to money. Everybody feel like they need more. Well, I feel like we have just enough. Yes, some of us do need more to cover some of our bills. Now, if you're living in an expensive house and your budget can't afford it, then you need to move. It's simple as that. You're gonna have to come down from your high life and come down a little bit low. You can't go out there and you buy certain Gucci stuff. Honest to goodness, you need a budget. You need to tell your money where it needs to go, and to stop stressing yourself out or your partner, and to have better relationship with everybody. A budget just is overall helpful. It's gonna hurt to start a budget, but it's good for you in the long run. So grab a paper, grab a pen, grab your bills, write everything down, and just see how much you need to make to cover your expenses. And then honestly, whatever is left over, that could be what you put into savings. There you go. My income is $2,683. My expenses for the month amounts to this much. I can save, like I said, almost 55% off my paycheck, because all my fixed expenses are covered, my variable expenses are covered, and I'm single, I live alone. And again, definitely think about your situation. I'm single. Some of you may not be single. You have kids, you have husband, you have certain things you have to pay for, and you have to account into that. Definitely build yourself a budget. Give every dollar a job. So at the end of the month, or even at the end of the year, or at the end of your life, you don't say, I've worked so hard, I don't have anything to show for it. You have something to give to your kids. You have something to help someone out if they need help. It's just, building a budget really helps you to see where your money went. You don't come around saying, I don't know where my money went. I've heard that enough time to understand that people just spend money without knowing where their money goes. So definitely build yourself a budget and stick to it. Try your best to stick to that budget. It's great to see where your money have been and where you want it to go. Definitely, my biggest thing is always try to keep your expenses low so you can have more money left over. A lot of people feel like $2,000 is not enough to live off of. I find that for me cutting my expenses and everything like that, it helped. I am fine living off of that amount of money. Now, my last and final point is, remember, pay yourself first. After you've built a budget and you see what you have left over from your income, that is what you should pay yourself every month. Or say, for instance, pay yourself $5, $100, or $1,000. Pay yourself first. Set up a fund, and the first thing that comes out when you get your paycheck is the amount of money that you want to save. Trust me when I say, once you get started, you won't be able to stop. So go ahead, grab paper, your bills, and write them down. Tell that money where it needs to go, and you not chasing it down and wondering, where is my money? I don't have enough. Build yourself a budget. It's simple. You don't need no fancy book. You don't need no fancy budget tracker. Old-fashioned paper and pen works just fine. That's why I use this book to show you guys. I've used this for years, just a regular old book, and no problem. I do buy budgeting books because I do like them, But that's something that is a personal thing for me, and I put it in my budget. Everything it's simple to just build yourself a budget to see where your money goes. Number one, build yourself a budget so you know where your money goes. All right, thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope it helps someone out to build a budget to help them become more financially stable, because a budget helps a long way. Telling your money where to go helps a long way for you becoming financially stable. Now, hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you for sticking around. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.